Hi guys, happy April 1st, April Fool's Day today. Oh, I should have put that on I should have put that on here. Fool's Day. All right, we had a fun April Fool's Day. So we went and played a prank on the third grade class for Miss Parker. So we went and did a silly flood drill with them. So we had fun with that today. So hopefully you play some fun pranks and have a good time today. All right, let's get started. So we had finished, I should say, 12.3. So let me open this up in my book here. And that is on page 424 is where we left off. All right, so on page 424, we did a few of these here at the top. So the first one is a rectangular swimming pool is 24 feet long and 12 feet wide. What is the perimeter? So here it didn't give us the rectangular shape. So we drew it in. We added our information in. We used our formula like we've been practicing. And so 2 times L plus 2 times W. We plugged in the length, we plugged in the width, and then we added that or multiplied that and then added that up to get our final perimeter. Then the next one says, so that one was with the rectangular shape. This one's with the square shape. So here we have a fence that's being put around. And if you notice, it doesn't say anything about perimeter. We just need to know that when we go around a shape, that is talking about us needing to find the perimeter. So it's a square. So we went ahead and looked at the sides and noticed if it's a square, all of them are the same. 4 times S. We know that S stands for side, so we plugged in that side 102, multiplied that out, and found our perimeter. This one here on number 10 is a multi-step problem. So it says Joe is putting pavers around. Again, we're going around a shape. So here's our shape we had to draw in. So we're going all the way around. And this one is multi-step because look what it says here. So it says the width is 14. So we put 14, but then it says the length is 3 times the width. So 3 times 14. So it's multi-step because we had to do that first, and we found that 3 times 14 is 42. Then we had to find the perimeter to be able to see how many feet of pavers he needs. So we used that same formula, plugged it in, multiplied it out, added those two up, and got our final answer, 112. So we looked at that. And then the formula, remember that formula comes straight from this page here. If you have a rectangular shape, you need to look right under here. And if you have a square, you need to reference this formula. So again, this formula, think of it like a recipe for if you're making a cake or you're cooking something and you have a recipe. The recipe tells you the directions of what to do. Same thing here. The formula tells you what to do. You just have to plug the things in. So when it says L, you just plug in the length. When it says W, you plug in the width. And then you start multiplying those out or doing whatever it's telling you to do. And then for this one, then you add those together and boom, now you've got what perimeter equals. So follow, you don't have to have this memorized. You can reference back to it and it's there for you. It's on the Seesaw assignment as well with the anchor chart. So keep that handy, write it in your notebook or wherever you need it handy because, that's what you're referencing before you start. Even though I've made a lot of cakes, I still always go back to the recipe because I want to make sure that I get it. I don't want to forget anything. Same thing here. Go back each time to that formula. All right. Moving on, we had some independent work in our Google Slides. So that part, all of the perimeter problems should be finished. Do not, let me go ahead and do it now. Here's what I'm going to do. This assignment here, perimeter and area, it is going to be moved to week 30 because 29 was for perimeter and 30 is for area. So we're going to do the area section next week. So let me move that down. And now this one is ready to go for next week. All right, so make sure the perimeter part is all complete. Then we had some time to work on ST Math, and we went over in small group our benchmark review, where I was calling students, and we were going over problems that were missed and kind of talking about, okay, why did we choose what we chose? And, some of us we saw one of the big things was the griddable. We have to know how to fill out a grid, the griddable, making sure that we know that place value chart. And then another big thing was just, it's not a math issue, it was a reading issue, just really making sure we're reading the questions carefully. And then another thing that came up was, with a multi-step, and this ties back into reading again, those multi-step problems, you can't just do the first step and then stop and say, okay, here's my answer. You have to make sure you've completely answered the entire question. So we were looking at that today in small group. In reading today, we started with sharing some more of our projects. Then we took a reading CFA in Aware, and then we had some extended reading time after our CFA that we did. So as people finished, they went to independent reading. Then our Fudgemania book that we're going to start that on Monday. So try to get your copy by then so you can follow along. Make sure you check the library, Sora, Epic, see if it's on one of the websites that we use. A library for sure. It's a very popular book, so I'm sure the library would have it. And then some people have found it. If you want to buy your own personal copy, I know a couple have gotten it on Amazon quickly. So you have the weekend, this 3-day weekend, to go over it, and then or to find it, and then we'll start Monday. All right, in writing today, we went to Seesaw and we went to activities, and we went down here to week 29 writing. Clicked on this, opened up our draft. And we are, all right, we're on page 4. All right, so on page 4, we talked about just breaking down this prompt. So it says, read the information in the box below. Developing healthy habits can allow us to enjoy our lives because we can be more active and more productive. It is important to know how to take care of our bodies and how to be safe. So you're thinking about what you do to remain healthy and safe. And it says, write about a healthy habit. Explain how that healthy habit promotes good health. So, healthy habits, we talked about, what does that even mean? And so we came up with these. So, we said, exercising, eating healthy, wearing a mask, washing our hands. These are healthy habits that we can have that will keep us, or that will promote, doing these things promotes good health. And so we were brainstorming there. So we went ahead and I picked to exercise. And then on this next page, we were talking about, I don't like having, everybody has to do it this one certain way. For myself, like for the introduction, when I'm planning and I'm thinking about what do I want my writing to include for my introduction, I can just put funnel, and that's enough for me. I know what that means. I know I've already got the things here on this first page. Like I can just use this to create my introduction. So I would say something like, there are a lot of healthy habits such as eating healthy, wearing a mask, and washing hands. However, I think that exercising is, the healthiest habit out of all those, or exercising, is the one that promotes the best health, or, something like that I would put. So that I can just put funnel. If you want to write it out, that is perfectly fine. But the point is that you are just planning, you're mapping it out, you're thinking about what you want your paper to include. You're not just throwing something together. You're stopping and you're thinking. You're stopping and you're thinking, okay, what number one, what needs to go in this paragraph? And number two, how, like with your body, what do I want to start with? What do I want that next paragraph? What do I want next for that, the second paragraph? And then conclusion. This is what I like to do because I think it kind of makes everything complete. Put that transition, put your feelings, sum up your main reasons, add your hope and wish. That's just, an idea of how you can end your paper, but you need to make sure that it's coming to a close. And then this next page here is where you can start writing it. So this last page here was that women's history part, so you can put your final on that page 6 there. So once you're done with that, go ahead, turn that in. Then we had some more people sharing their projects. And then for science, we had library today. So just until the time that we went to library, we were working on corrections and going back all the way to week 27 through this week and looking, are we happy with our grades? Number one, does anything need to be corrected? Do I need to go back and relook at anything? And that goes for not just Seesaw, Google Classroom, check both places. So we had just some catch up time before library. And then library, I was overhearing it today. There are all kinds of fun resources on there. So make sure you get on your library Seesaw page and check out the activities and things that are on there because it sounded pretty cool. I was kind of jealous. I was like, hey, where do I get some of that stuff? Because it sounded fun. So make sure you go check that out. And then in social studies, we went over today's article and questions and then submitted that. And the videos here. Social studies we did all independently today because people were working on different areas of the library activity. So we were kind of staggering in. So we finished up that on our own. And then Fun Friday, we finished that off. And everybody had PE today, so make sure that whatever the activity is for PE, make sure you get on and do that. And then tomorrow is Good Friday, so there's no school for staff or students. So I will see you guys all on Monday. So we need some confetti because today's like our Friday. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy your 3 days, and I will see you on Monday. Please, please, please make sure you get all your things in. Everything was due today by 3, so it's 3:34. So if you have anything left remaining, please make sure you're getting on that and getting your stuff in. All right, bye, guys.